So you're here in the UK and you've been here for a while, or maybe you're planning to come here but you are very nervous as to how you will find a job. So this video is for you. Hi my friends, my name is Mehar. I moved to the UK about 7 years ago to pursue my masters from Imperial College. I did an MBA, and during that I went through the very struggle that almost every immigrant student goes through, is to find a job in the UK. And now that I coach and help my students land jobs, this video is going to be very useful for you because I've broken down the steps that you need to take in order to find a job in the UK. So let's begin. First and foremost step that you need to take is be very sure and decide what you want to do next. If you're here on a student visa, that means you're on a tier 4 visa, wanting to switch either to the PSW or the tier 2 visa, that's the skilled worker visa. And for that you need to know what exactly is it that you want to build your career in now going forward. What kind of jobs do I want? What kind of companies do I want to work for? That is going to help you be very organized through this entire job search process. Finding a job is a full-time job, so you have to be very organized, treat it with diligence, figure out your unique strengths, figure out where you see your career, make a plan for your future, have a career vision for your life. Most students that I talk to, they do not have any clarity as to what they want to do next. They just want to get a job, make more money, etc. But the more clear you are, the more you know what you want to do next, the more you will be able to make good applications for these positions. So be very organized, make a tracker, make a spreadsheet, and ask yourself, okay, what do I want to do next? Why do I want to do it? What industries do I want to be a part of? What kind of field am I passionate about? And then align your interests and your strengths to those future roles. The second step is that if you are an immigrant in the UK looking for a job, most likely the case will be that you need a visa. That means you need a sponsorship to stay on in this country and work. Not every company in the UK has a license to sponsor visas. So in order to stay back in the UK, you will need something called a sponsored job. And not all companies in the UK have the license to sponsor, because the government gives only a few licenses to a few companies. But don't worry, there are too many on the list. We will go through that list now, how you can find that list. But that's something that you need to keep in mind, that is that the company that you're applying to, if you need a sponsorship, has to have the license to sponsor you, because otherwise the whole interview process will be completely useless. Also, if you're finding my tips and tricks in this video useful, I am coming up with a live workshop where you will be able to understand everything to do with the UK, moving here, settling down here, making friends, networking, and also being able to find jobs. Okay, so let me show you now how do you actually find the list of companies that the government has given the license to sponsor visas. Okay, so we go on to this website by gov.uk, and I will put the link in the description box below, but all you need to do is go here. This has the list of organizations which have the license to sponsor workers to stay on in the UK. So all you need to do is literally click on this link and download the file. So here we download the file. It's a CSV file, that means it opens on Excel spreadsheets. So as you can see, it is a long list. It's taking a long time to download. So here we have this long list of companies that have the license to sponsor. Now what you can do is literally, let me show you how many number of companies there are here. Oh my god, there are 84,225 companies that have the license to sponsor visas. But of course, not everything is going to be a skilled worker visa, not everything is going to be relevant to you. So you have to make sure that you download this list and filter it according to what you want to do next. So for example, you can even see which city it belongs to, you can even see what kind of visa here they sponsor, so skilled worker, creative worker, etc. There are many different types of visas that the UK government actually grants to these companies. One thing I do recommend for sure is that when you are looking for jobs and you find something in a company that you want to work at, then you go back to this list and just do Control F on this spreadsheet and see whether that company name pops up on this list. If it does pop up, that means they do have a license to sponsor. If it does not pop up, that means they don't have a license. So that would just save you a lot of energy in going down the path of applying, interviewing, and going through that entire hassle where the company will just tell you that they don't have the license to sponsor. So please be aware of the situation. Again, the link for this will be in the description below. The next step that you need to do in parallel is start building your digital presence, your online presence. Many recruiters in the UK use online tools such as LinkedIn to find the candidates candidates that they're looking for. I was able to find my job through LinkedIn as well. Many of my friends have found their jobs on LinkedIn. My cousins have, my friends have, my husband has found his job through LinkedIn. So you have to make sure that whatever is popping up when somebody Googles you, when somebody looks for your name on LinkedIn, what comes up. And I have a separate video on creating a LinkedIn profile that you can check out through the link above. So once you have a very stellar online profile, LinkedIn profile, use it to reach out to recruiters, to reach out to employees of companies where you want to work. As you're building your online presence, make sure to do the next step, which is building your CV and cover letter. Now, a CV is a document that we are all aware of. If you're sitting in the UK, you probably came here on a work visa or on a student visa or on a dependent visa, and most likely you already know what a CV is. But basically it's a 1 or 2 page document which is like your personal marketing pitch. It tells employers that you are the right fit for the role. So start working on a format that works in the UK. I have made plenty of videos. I do a lot for students to help them with their CVs, so you can check out all of that as well. But basically make sure your CV is relevant, it is completely customized to the job that you are applying for, and it is in a clear and simple and classic format. The template really makes a difference. A cover letter is something that goes along with your CV, and it can just be used in the body of the email, or it can be used as an additional attachment. But that document is going to be very useful if you want to show your passion for the job that you're applying for. The purpose of a CV and a cover letter are completely different, because a cover letter goes in depth. It does not talk about the things that you've talked about in the CV. So please make sure that your cover letter is not a replica of your CV. If you want me to make a separate video on cover letters and how to write impactful cover letters, let me know in the comments below. Now the next step is actually hunting for job openings. Now this is the most crucial step. But if you know what you want, as we talked about in step 1, if you've built your LinkedIn profile online presence, if you've made a cover letter and a CV, you are ready to start hunting for the jobs that you want. There are so many portals in the UK that you can use. So there is Reed, Indeed, Monster, JobSite, CV Library, Bright Network. There are so many job search portals available for you that you need to start using. So once you know what you want to do next, it'll be easy for you to filter out the openings that are most relevant to you. Remember, my friends, it's not about making lots of applications. It's about making good applications. So spend enough time finding the right jobs and then making a good and solid application for each position. The next step is, once you have actually applied and organizations want to meet you, that means you've won half the battle. Then comes the interview prep. For the interviews, make sure that you're researching about the company very well. Now, how do you research? You look at online portals such as LinkedIn, Glassdoor, and read reviews about the companies. Read up and see the pros and the cons of working at that organization, and also read about the history, the mission, the values of each organization that you're planning to interview at. Practice your skills. Practice your interview skills as much as you can, because that will come in handy. The British way of communication is a little bit different from what we have grown up with. So you have to make sure you practice a lot. Use all these AI tools. Do mock interviews with a coach like me or with a friend, and practice as much as you can. The more you practice, the more confident you will become, and the easier interviews will be. The last is, be very sure of negotiating once you go in for a job interview. Now, I'm not saying you go in for the interview and expect a lot of money, but living in the UK is not cheap. So we have to make sure we are getting what we are worth. And we as Indians, as people from Asia, we hold ourselves back and not really demand what we are worth. So it's very important to ace your negotiation skills before you actually go for an interview. And for that, you need to know your market value. How much experience do you already have? What do you bring to the table? Make a list of all your achievements and look for people with a similar level of experience and find out how much they're making. You can use, again, tools like Glassdoor, LinkedIn. LinkedIn Premium has this function, and pay scale. If you know what is your worth, once the recruiter starts negotiating with you, you will be in a much better position. One final tip that I will give you is that please remember, in the UK, finding jobs is all about the human connection. People connect with people here. The more you put yourself out there, going for events, talking to people, talking to friends of friends who may be able to help you, it will just benefit you in the long run. So don't sit at home on your desk for 15 hours a day expecting to get a call back. No, you have to go out there, network with people, get to know them, tell them your story, pitch why are you the right fit. And then they will remember you, because so many opportunities are not publicized online. You have to go out there and really make it happen for yourself. So if you are ready to go on this journey and you want to find a community of people in the UK who are just like you, you have to sign up for my workshop. We are only going to have limited seats there, and the window to sign up will be open for a very short period of time. So I hope to see you there. I'll be back soon with another video, but until then, keep working hard towards your goals. I hope to see you soon. Bye.